Okay, today we're going to be making maque choux. Maque choux is just French for corn soup. For maque choux, what you're going to need is just a few ingredients, really easy to come by. 6 ears of fresh corn cut off the cob, or 3 cans of whole kernel corn, or 2 pounds of fresh frozen whole kernel corn. A pound of smoked sausage. I like to use Uncle John's Country smoked sausage. It's really good. 1 ham steak cut into cubes. Of course, you're going to need the Trinity, the onions, bell pepper, and celery. A cup of flour, 1 can of creamed corn, about 8 to 10 cups of the broth of your choice. I'm using vegetable broth. You can use beef, chicken, whatever you want. And of course, your seasonings. My personal 2 favorites, Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning and Badia all-purpose seasoning. You're also going to need a 1/2 cup of butter, a 1/2 cup of bacon grease, 1 iron skillet or skillet of your choice, and a large stock pot of your choice. Let's get started. Oh, and of course, a glass of wine. I'm just going to cut the corn off these ears like this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with the Trinity. I have preheated this black iron skillet with a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just going to go ahead and add these 3 ingredients, the onion, bell pepper, and celery, to this nice piping hot iron skillet. I'm just going to stir these until they're kind of heated up and starting to get tender, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the meat to it. At this point, you could go ahead and add a little bit of your seasonings as well. A little bit of black pepper, or a lot, whichever you prefer. A little bit of salt. Now, the seasonings that we're going to use already are pretty well salted, so it's not necessary to add a tremendous amount of salt, just a little bit. All right, we're going to just let these saute for a few minutes. You can stop a little bit. Okay, so we've gotten pretty well soft here, and the onions are transparent. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding in some of the other ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and saute the sausage in with the Trinity here. We'll go ahead and brown this sausage nicely. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this cooking. The fragrance of the Trinity and the sausage together makes such a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Okay, so now this sausage is just about ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and put it into the stock pot and free up the skillet so we can start sauteing our ham. So we have sauteed our sausage and our Trinity, and we're going to leave the leftovers of that food in there to add flavor to the next thing we're going to put in here. So we're going to go ahead and add a little olive oil, and then we're going to go ahead and start sauteing our chopped up ham steak. So just a little bit at a time. The skillet's really hot, adding it to the olive oil. And it doesn't have to be cut perfect into cubes. It's going to cook down in the soup anyway, but you know, you kind of just want it to be about 1 inch or so squares, and you can leave all the fat on because the fat is going to add flavor to the soup. So we're just going to saute this until it starts to turn kind of golden brown, and about how you would cook it when you were making it for breakfast. You want to cook it like a breakfast ham. Okay, this is about what you're looking for. I think this is about ready to go in. So we're going to go ahead and free up this pot, this skillet, and put this into the big pot. And then we're going to go ahead and start making our soup base. Look at that. There's our meats ready to go. Okay, we're going to start out with a half a cup of butter. Just cut into little squares as you're dropping it into a hot skillet. We're also going to add a half a cup of bacon grease. And I keep a little container of bacon drippings by my stove. It works great for soups and roux, and you can use it to make your roux for your gumbo or for any other Cajun dishes. You can also use it to make soup base. So we're gonna let this melt, and then we're gonna add to it our flour. Okay, to our butter and bacon grease, I'm gonna add 1 cup of flour. So for all soup bases and roux and all of that, it's 1 cup of oil to 1 cup of flour. Remember, olive oil doesn't work well in these situations. The heat is it burns too quickly. So we're just gonna mix this together until we have just a light brown base. Stirring constantly. We don't want to stop stirring. This is very easy to burn, so you want to make sure that your heat is about on medium and that you stir constantly. Now we're just going to cook this until it's blended. This is also known as a blonde roux. For gumbos and fricassee and other Cajun dishes, you want to use a darker roux. This is a blonde roux. Since we're using light vegetables and white meats, we're going to use a blonde roux. For our blonde roux, we're going to add 1 can of cream style corn. And blend that together just until blended. We're going to stir it together just until it's blended. Transfer this from our iron skillet into our stock pot. Okay, so here is the base of our soup. We're going to go ahead and give it a little bit of heat. We're going to start adding some of our other ingredients into this. A bit of the Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. It's one of my favorites. It's kind of a stock here in the Poche house. I'm not going to add too terribly much though, because it is a little spicy and I don't like things really spicy, and neither does my family. Next, we're going to add a little bit of Badia complete seasoning. This is one of my newfound favorites. It's a complete seasoning. It has onions, garlic, parsley, all kinds. It's got all the great flavors that you would want. And I can be pretty generous with this because it's really low salt. Okay, and one thing I forgot to tell you about in the intro was the canned tomatoes. You need 1 can of whole tomatoes, and we're just going to squish those in there just like that. And we're just going to put a few of them in there. This was a large can. I don't know that we need to use all of them, but probably about maybe half. So maybe just like a regular size can of whole tomatoes. Our 6 ears of corn that was cut off the cob, we're just going to add that in. Remember, you can use 3 cans of whole kernel corn or 2 pounds of fresh frozen. Okay, we're just going to stir until blended. Okay, we are almost there. Now we're going to go ahead and add this vegetable. Go ahead and add in our broth. And here we've got about 8 cups of good sealed vegetable broth. Okay. And there you have it. That, my friends, is maque choux. Now we're gonna let this simmer for about an hour and then we'll be ready to eat. See you in a minute. Okay, so we've come to a full rolling boil here, and we're gonna go ahead and reduce the heat to simmer. Okay, we are ready to eat. This is our completed maque choux. So excited to taste this right now. Look at that. You can serve this with pretty much anything. Potato salad, garlic bread, or just eat it by itself. Whatever. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, bon appetit.